Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. Industry titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Pramod Vatsa. He works as a consultant to corporations and entrepreneurs, providing his expertise in transforming and mentoring businesses and operations. He also serves as the CEO of a startup. With a strong educational background, including a BE in mechanical engineering and a PGDM from Brilliant School of Management at the University of Indianapolis, he combines his technical knowledge with his leadership skills to drive success. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Mr. Pramod.
Thank you, Sunny, for a very good introduction.
All right, sir. To begin with, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey and shed some light on your existing roles and responsibilities?
Sure. I have been lucky to exercise my choices right through my career. It has been a dream run to say during the last 35 years in global manufacturing businesses, involving deep exposure to complex supply chains. I have worked on automotive components, high technology components, electronics manufacturing services, precision instruments in Tata Group and Saint-Gobain Group. So I have grown businesses, turned around high technology operations, and I've been fortunate to move around India and abroad to experience the diversity. As far as my current role, I have chosen to support and guide a few startups under the aegis of the Delhi government's initiative of Business Blasters. Here, apart from advising a couple of new startups, I'm also leading one of them as a main investor and CEO. So Silver Show Vending Solutions LLP is trying to make its mark in automatic vending machines business. And it is a venture being built by students, entrepreneurs. It's a new experiment, largely initiated by Delhi government. And my involvement in this Business Blasters initiative as a coach, investment facilitator, and also as an investor is my way of giving back to society. My main other activities also focus on various assignments for corporates with a couple of consulting companies, both Indian and foreign, mainly on the subjects of transformations, digitalization, and ESG. So that's briefly about my career journey.
Okay. Thanks for the excellent start to this interview, sir. Continuing our conversation, we would like to know which of your job roles and responsibilities do you enjoy the most?
Okay, Sunny, that's a difficult question, but let me just try to put them in order. I have enjoyed leading transformational programs for businesses, for their turnaround and performance multipliers. And I can tell you, I have exciting experiences to narrate for about half a dozen cases, but that's not for today. I can also share that I have a passion right from my early days, to work on excellence in manufacturing and business. And I have been trained as a assessor for business excellence, and I'm also a black belt in world-class manufacturing and lean applications. All these things landed me, with a parallel role of leading the world-class manufacturing program of Saint-Gobain Group across 20 Indian plants. And I did that for almost 10 years. And, this eventually culminated into an international assignment based in Paris. So as a global director of excellence program, my main challenge was to design and implement integrated management system for the automotive glazing business across 39 plants. So overall, I enjoyed excellent journey where I have worked on many businesses, many geographies, and it basically involved simplifying, digitizing, and largely conversing all of their excellence programs into one to get maximum or the best results. As far as the startup ecosystem is concerned, yes, I have been taking interest and monitoring this sector also for last 5 years. And I have been helping entrepreneurs to save them the hardship they undergo during the startup phase by facilitating their transition from what I can term a old mindset to the new mindset. I mean, this makes them basically to focus on things like maximizing business value instead of just minimizing costs, and take the right risk, not just eliminate risk, and take help from others instead of just struggling themselves on their own. And I mean, this is the approach I have used for almost a half a dozen startups, as I already mentioned. So I think as a whole, I like what I do and I do what I like. It's my motto.
All right. So building on that, here is my next for you. What success mantra do you live by that you would like to share with our future corporate leaders?
Certainly, I mean, I have gained a lot, and it will be my privilege to, if I have to really crystallize what all have been my success mantras in my journey of 35 years. Firstly, I believe that we should not live on our past glory. We must keep learning and experimenting to reinvent and grow, because things are not static. They are so dynamic, and the rate of change in the last 10 years and in the future is phenomenal. So it's a very basic motto I always use. Then I have also experienced that competing in the marketplace require a winning culture. And a real important thing a leader must do is to create and manage this culture, because this is a big enabler. This soft issue is a basic foundation for businesses to really achieve what they set. Then I would also suggest that we must use strategic planning and policy deployment for aligning people to people's aspiration with the company purpose. This is very important. If we can get maximum out of your team, then their aspirations and goal must align with the purpose. And once this exercise is done, then it's a kind of autopilot. Many people just run things, with a more zeal rather than higher speed than what you may expect. And it helps in gaining the speed and scale for transformation. The other important lesson I have learned is that for excellence, it's not just the know-how and know what which are important or enough. We need to understand, know why you need the transformation, why you need that level of excellence. And once you have that answer, then you can identify the principles which will feed and which will promote ideal behavior among people. And last but not the least, I must say that we have to use technology to our advantage. It should not be seen as a burden. And we must be actually seen as early adopters of technology. That's to sum up my learnings.
All right. So we will come to the technology part. But before that, as you have handled directorship roles, do you believe that there is a need for better ESG or corporate governance integration?
Absolutely. I have, I would say, a good experience in this area. And I have been observing that when topic of ESG is raised, most companies think that they are already excellent in governance, and they have to just start focusing mainly on environment. The society focus is usually ignored, and it is assumed to be CSR or board gender diversity, which are anyway statutory requirements. The reality is, the growth in corporate wealth is leading to income and wealth inequality. And given this growing inequity and this discrimination, the responsible corporates must focus on societal issues equally strongly. And in my view, this multitude of reporting requirements on ESG, which will be applicable from 2024, it actually offers to the board to go beyond reporting and make some foundational changes in the way they have been really running their show. Like they have to think about value creation in broader term, move from shareholder value to stakeholder value, and from mindset growth to the well-being growth. What I mean by this is that we must stop pushing our people to grow constantly. We say people growth, but what are the real driver for the growth? It is the well-being. If you bring the well-being into focus and take care of wellness of the people, then they will perform and grow much faster. So also, bottom line driven approach must give way to purpose driven. As I said, everyone need to be aligned to the purpose. And from net zero, we have to move to net, we have to think of, if not move, it will take time, to net negative. I mean, to remain sustainable, you have to give energy back. And lastly, from introspective to extrospective, think society, stakeholders, and company in that order, not the reverse. So I think it's critical that corporates look at ESG not just as a force that investors and SEBI are asking them, but it is a long-term survival plan. Under this BRSR reporting framework, companies can go beyond and set benchmarks for others to follow. And I'll tell you, investors will always reward voluntary disclosures on other parameters, and it will become a source of competitive advantage. That's all I have on this topic.
Rightly said, Mr. Pramod. So before we conclude our discussion on corporate governance, we would like to know, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Sunny, I have been lucky that I have worked with two of the world's iconic corporations. When you talk about ESG and corporate governance, Tata's and Saint-Gobain, or Saint-Gobain as the French calls it. I would start with Titan and then move on to narrate, this Saint-Gobain's experience. In Titan, I imbibed the Tata values, and I got sort of baptized on corporate governance and CSR. In my early years itself, as a project manager, I was successful in making a few NGOs to do contract manufacturing for Titan watches. That was the assignment given specially to me, and Most importantly, during the period 2001 to 2005, I was heading one of the subsidiary companies and a joint venture of Titan and Economic Development Corporation of Goa in Goa. And during this stint in Goa, I had the privilege to report to a board comprising none other than the legendary founders of Titan, Jayex Desai and Bhaskar Bhatt. So during this stint, Titan also bought out EDC Goa shares, and Titan Time Products, the company, became fully owned subsidiary company of Titan Industries. So this experience provided me a front seat view of the corporate governance, demands, and challenges. And I would say it was a proud moment for me when in 2005, I was recognized by Goa Management Association with the Manager of the Year award. I mean, that was a icing on the cake, I suppose. In Saint Gobain Group, as a general manager of one of the independent entities which I took first, I was mentored by a board with foreign and Indian directors. And here I worked with Deloitte and PwC to ensure corporate governance demands. But my biggest learning with Saint Gobain have been in the field of ESG. Even before ESG had become a buzzword, Saint Gobain Group had a full-fledged program, a global program on sustainability. And as a general manager of a business and later as a director of operations for an automotive business, all my companies and plants, they were decorated by Compiègne, the Saint-Gobain, Paris, with highest recognition in environment, safety, and communication results. I mean, that to say that we really achieved some great things. Again, during my international stint with Saint Gobain Paris, I had the opportunity to implement policy deployment framework for convergence of all initiatives involving business model, management model, and operating model for agility and business transformation. This was a massive exercise since it involved operations across 16 countries and 39 plants. And it helped me to understand the global standards. Further, I was also involved in preparing life cycle assessment, product category rules, and environmental product declaration for glazing products used in automotive and transport industry. I can also add that this has been one of the first. Not many companies and groups globally have done these exercises. So all this helped me to understand demands of a low carbon economy, to sum up.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so my next is on technology, since it's an integral part of our lives now. What are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data 3.0?
This is a very difficult question to say. Why difficult? Because there are so many perspectives to it and so many angles. But I would just briefly try to share my take on it. When I started my career in early in 1987, 88. So my generation of people have witnessed, most metaphorical transformations in many technologies. We started our career on fourth generation computers. And today we are already experiencing Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, big data, blockchain, and all. So fortunately for me, I have remained abreast with the trends. And if I talk about process technologies, I can proudly say what I have really delivered and achieved. And to begin with Titan, I was instrumental in facilitating adoption of many new technologies like miniature stepper motor manufacturing, European-styled watch manufacturing, precision automation, and electronics manufacturing technologies. And I would say that in those years, India was not in the forefront of these technologies. So we worked with many foreign collaborators and partners, and it has been tremendous exercise and learning for me. Also in Saint-Gobain, I was involved with a very new product and technology, what we call scintillation crystals and high energy detectors technologies. I won't go in detail because it's a very diverse. And finally, the glazing solutions for automotive market. And I was also instrumental in early adoption of IoT-based digitalization in all our operations, and which helped our operators and engineers tremendously. It has never been done to reduce manpower. It has been done to empower the people and get best out of them and reduce the layers and all that. And as regards to the new technologies future, if I have to do a crystal ball gazing for next 10 years, I don't claim to be an authority, but I have my own vision. And I think, the metaverse, as you know, is a combination of technologies, and it will become fundamental to our everyday existence. The average person will use metaverse as much as people use the internet or smartphone today. I mean, it is expected that most activities will take place in the metaverse. Work, school, training, shopping, entertainment, fitness, even offices. And it is something we will have to learn very quick. I think in next 5 to 10 years, it is really going to shape up. And if I talk of artificial intelligence, I think a live-like artificial intelligence assistant will be our day-to-day companion in not very distant future. And I think some people will have even therapy and emotional support AI companion, because the stress levels are going sky high. And we will have this companion, AI companion, designed to meet those specific needs. And you will also have possibly a choice to choose a digital replication of yourself, which will be able to think and make decision on your behalf. So I think we are going to contract out some of the activities to these AI companion. And when it comes to blockchain, I think 99% of digital transactions will be on blockchain. It will become a bedrock of society, just like how electricity and the internet are today. Everyone will use cryptocurrencies, because it will be easy and safe and private. And even activities of real estate, if I had to give an example, will all take place on blockchain. Possibly, people are forecasting that blockchain is going to even take care of elections. It's going to become more secure and transparent. So I think we are in a much more exciting world than the last 50 years. But I would also maintain it doesn't mean that humans will become defunct. I think the design thinking, if I had to single out one aspect, it will score over all these new advent of technologies, aided by AI. I think it will continue transforming the way we develop products, services, processes, organizations. And it encourages organizations, the design thinking encourages organizations to keep people at the core of their creation, which leads to better products, services, and processes. Of course, any day when you sit down to create a solution for a business need, the first question we should ask is, what is the human need behind it? So I think this will continue, saving the humans and make sure that it keep innovating over and above the AI and all other technologies. Thank you.
Pramod, that was so insightful of you. Okay, so let's move ahead. And with that, we come to the last question of the session. We are building a community of industry magnates, Mr. Pramod. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the team of WDC?
Sunny, I must first admit that I felt a little sad when you said last question, because it was going so well, because you have been taking me to my past, and then it has been I have a lot of pride and backed up by the achievements. So it was really, I was on heavenly cloud. But I think you have asked a very, very important question, and I really appreciate, I'm very impressed with the leadership of Jason and Hevel, because I have seen them, I have interacted with them, and Jill of World Development Corporation team to facilitate training and development needs of independent directors is phenomenal. I think it's a wonderful idea to connect the industry magnates, independent directors, wannabe independent directors, and the Directors Institute. In my view, the World Development Corporation will certainly make this community a positive sum collaboration with effective communication, and I think rapid iteration on points of common interest. I think that's what I have to say on this important point.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire the future leaders. Thank you, Mr. Pramod Vatsa, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
Thank you. I really wish to thank deeply the Directors Institute for having provided me this opportunity today. And thank you, Sunny, for your very insightful but very important questions. I really enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a nice day.